Please come forward. You, Mr. Scarpa?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Chris Scarpa, 1060 Northwest 3rd Street. I don't know if, am I allowed to ask a question? I just was curious of the mayor or the council members, if you have a student currently at Boca High School. No one? Okay. So that may help explain some of this. I'm going to give you a few statistics of Boca High School right now currently. And you probably know them. I hope you know them. There's 3,600 students currently. There's 240 faculty and administrators, security, maintenance, janitors. There's about 3,900 people on the campus during the day. The children, young adults, when they go to lunch, they all go to lunch at the same time. So any aspirations of getting a tray, hot lunch, 2 cartons of milk, sitting down with your buddies, taking 30 minutes back to class, it's not reality. Most of them, they have to carry their lunch with them until lunchtime because they don't have time to go to the locker. They stand, they try to find a place to sit. Most of them sit on the ground. They have 5 minutes between classes. They're pushing each other up and down the stairwells. The teachers change classes as well. They float, they call them, 3 to 4 times a day. They try to bring their books on carts, fight through the crowds. They're in there like sardines, and this comes from the administrators, the teachers, the students. Pep rallies. Pep rallies used to be a big deal when I was a kid, when I went to Boca High School. Only 2/3 of the kids can go to the pep rallies. That excludes 1,600 children because they just don't have the room for everyone to go to a pep rally. Driving. There's 835 juniors. There's 895 seniors. Used to be a big deal when all of a sudden you could drive to school. You could, alleviate your parents having to get up and take you. You could carpool with your friends. There's only 400 parking spots for 1,700 plus juniors and seniors. So what I'm here to ask is, I went through all the websites, My Boca US. I've listened to the stuff that was talked about today. There's 24 committees, advisory boards, current topics and projects. And I'm just here to ask, with this unprecedented development that's going on in our city, where the plans are for the new high school. And that's my question.
Thank you, Mr. Scarpa. And I think your question's more directed to the Palm Beach County School District. However, we work very closely with Frank Barbieri, who is our district representative. And
I was told that you would probably direct me. I've tried calling the school board, but the school board's not the ones doing all this development. They're not adding all these units to the city.
No, but they do. They do require concurrency, and they do provide. Every development needs to get a letter from the school board, which
is there plans for a new high school?
You'll have to speak to the school board. I'm not aware of any within the city of Boca Raton. Perhaps.
So when you guys, with all due respect, Mayor, when you're making all these decisions on this development, not one time do you think about the children and where they're going to go to school?
No, we do. The developers have to get a letter from the school board before a development's approved. So we do rely on them to, give us that guidance before we approve anything. So.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I would like to address Mr. Scarpa's. You can stay up there.
Thank you.
I'm not necessarily going to be asking you any questions, but first of all, this is something that it is the school board's responsibility, but we as a city, it is our responsibility.
Thank
so
you.
I agree with you. We are at a point now where we do have 2 elementary schools that are going to be going through renovation, rebuilding. And we are looking closely at the fact that our schools are either overcrowded or at near capacity. It is a problem. We have not kept up with the growth of our city. And this has to do with preparing our infrastructure when we look at future growth. So I personally hear you loud and clear.
Thank you.
We've talked about the elementary schools. We've talked about K through 8s. Because our middle school is overcrowded now
right.
in this side of town. We haven't talked about the high school. I've mentioned it. We haven't even addressed Boca High School, and this is a problem. I don't know if we can solve the problem because we are not the school board, but we certainly have the responsibility to look at future growth as we approve projects.
Thank you.
I think that it is our responsibility to put the responsibility on the developer for impact fees. I don't think we have been asking enough. Concurrency is important, but they also pay an impact fee. Where are those fees going? How much are they paying? We need to look very closely at this and start to take this seriously, because if we want to be a world-class city, our education needs to be world-class. So I hear you loud and clear.
Thank you.
I appreciate you sitting through this long meeting, and we pushed up public requests
Yes.
so that you could speak earlier than really would allow
Yeah,
according to
appreciate
the
that.
agenda. So, thank you for that. These statistics are concerning.
There's a lot of
And-
very concerned citizens. I mean, then we have younger children that are going to be at Boca High. There's going to be 4,000 students.
I
there.
understand, and
Yes.
I really, as much as I would love to have a conversation,
Yes,
I would
I
invite
appreciate
that
that.
outside of City Council with you, because we can't really take the time to
Right.
engage in that. But
Okay.
I will personally reach out to Mr. Barbieri, and I would be happy to see if I can create a meeting where you could meet with him and share your concerns with him as well.
I would
So
love
thank
that.
you for taking your time and staying here so long to share with us your feelings.
All right, thank you for your time.